You're watching the Weiss channel. Today we are going to solve by square roots. Okay. So, for example, if you have r squared equals 4, right? To find r, you're going to take the square root. So what's the square root of 4? The square root of 4 is 2, but isn't it also negative 2? Because a negative times a negative is a positive, right? So r equals 2 or negative 2. By the way, you could write this, if you were writing it on paper, you could write it as plus or minus 2. Okay? R equals plus or minus 2. However, in today's assignment that we're doing on IXL, it doesn't give you the opportunity to do plus or minus 2. So in today's assignment on IXL, you will just be entering 2 and negative 2 in 2 separate boxes. H squared equals 64. We take the square root. Square root of 64 is 8 or negative 8. U squared plus 24 equals 88. All right, I'm going to minus 24 from both sides, which gives me u squared equals 64. Okay, once again, 8 and negative 8. R squared minus 4 equals 0. Okay, add 4 to both sides. R squared equals 4. Take the square root. Positive 2, negative 2. Same thing, v squared minus 16. Do you agree you're going to get positive 4 or negative 4? All right. For those of you doing today's IXL assignment, all right, you're going to see problems like this. How many real solutions do the following have? Okay. So if you have j squared equals 53, now that's not a perfect square, but still, when you take the square root of 53, you're going to get something like 7.8 or whatever. But you could also have negative 7.8, right? So would you agree that you will have 2 answers? So you're going to have to click on the one that says 2 real solutions. Here you have n squared minus 88 equals negative 4. When I add 88 to both sides, I'll get positive 84. N squared equals positive 84. Again, I'm going to have 2 real solutions, right? When I take the square root of 84. What is this? Q squared plus 0 equals 0? Okay, so q squared equals 0, right? Well, the square root of 0 is 0. There's no such thing as negative 0, so here you're just going to have 1 real solution. Add 49 to both sides, you get x squared equals 49, so your answer will be positive 7 and negative 7, meaning you have 2 real solutions. But in this problem, right, when I add 32 to both sides, would you agree that I get w squared equals 0? So once again, if w squared equals 0, the square root of 0 is just 0. So it's just 1 real solution. Add 64 to both sides. 25 u squared equals 64. I divide by 25. Now my answer, when I take the square root of 64 over 25, I'm going to get 8 over 5 or negative 8 over 5. Right? Square root of 64 is 8. Square root of 25 is 5. Plus or minus. Okay? 8d squared equals 32. Divide by 8. You get d squared equals 4. Oh, we had that already. Plus or minus 2. Over here, I'm going to add 41 to both sides and get 36. Divide by 121. And I will take the square root of 36 over 121. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 121 is 11. So you get positive 6 over 11, negative 6 over 11. Over here, I'm going to minus 21 from both sides first, getting z squared equals 16. Taking the square root, I get plus or minus 4. Over here, I add 72 to both sides first, divide by 8. I get m squared equals 9. Square root of 9 is positive and negative 3. Now, over here, all right, d squared plus 71 equals 0. Would you agree that I'm going to minus 71 to both sides? I would like you to try taking the square root of negative 71 on your calculator. You will get an error message. Can't take the square root of a negative, right? Is there any way to take any number times itself and get a negative? No, it does not exist. Okay, so there are no real solutions to this one. Okay, now we say no real solution. I'm just letting you know because there is a fake solution. It's called imaginary. We're not going to do that in this course. But if you are interested, there is a recording on the Weiss channel that talks about imaginary numbers. Okay? Over here, when I subtract 80 from both sides, I'm going to get negative 80. Even when I divide by 2, I'm going to get negative 40, and I'm going to try to take the square root of negative 40. It doesn't work. It's no real solution, right? Over here, I add 11 to both sides. I get 8d squared equals 72, dividing by 8d squared equals 9, and once again, positive 3 and negative 3 are my answers. You've been watching the Weiss channel.